Well, it's time for us to take a look at the regional news roundup. Let's take a look.
Good morning and welcome to the Central Regional News Roundup. My name is Calvis Tete. The new Patriotic Party has confirmed Mrs. Ophelia Hayford, wife of slain Mfantseman MP Eko Kwanza Hayford, as their candidate for the 2020 general elections. The decision was taken by the party's National Executive Committee in line with Article 12 of the NPP Constitution. Madam Hayford will be facing the NDC's James Esson in the general elections for the vacant seat. Supporters of the new Patriotic Party in the Upper Dentra East constituency are threatening to deface posters of the NDC's parliamentary candidate for the area, Emilia Ankoma. The NPP is alleging that some supporters of the NDC defaced the posters and billboards belonging to the NPP parliamentary candidate Festus Ewa, hence their intended action. The incident, they alleged, took place during the campaign visit of the NDC's flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama. Speaking to Citi News, the NPP's parliamentary candidate for the constituency says he will not be distracted by such unruly behavior. Meanwhile, the constituency communications officer for the NDC, Papa Eko Nyako, has denied the allegations, stating that it can only be an imagination from the NPP. And finally, in the Utu Senya East constituency, the Chamba community in Kaswa Zongo is advocating for peace ahead of the 2020 general elections. They have therefore appealed to Muslim youth in the constituency to desist from participating in acts that would threaten the peace of the country. At a ceremony where a cattle was slaughtered to signify peace ahead of the 2020 general elections, Chief Imam of the Chamba community in the Central Region, Sariki Ibrahim Yaya Onyikatongo I, called on the Muslim youth to reject any move by politicians who would want to incite them to create chaos ahead of the elections. The Assemblyman for Newtown Electoral Area, Abdul Wahab Abdul Shafiu Lari, is optimistic that the campaign to prevent Muslim youth from allowing themselves to be used to create violence will yield results. And this is how we end today's edition of the Central Regional News Roundup. I am Calvis Tete.
Welcome to News Roundup from the Eastern Region. My name is Neoni Amati Kanaku. Now let's begin from the health sector, where management of the Eastern Regional Hospital in Kufredia have raised concerns about the lack and shortage of blood at the blood bank. Now, the most important commodity needed at all levels and units within the facility for some time now has become very scarce, forcing workers of the facility to constantly volunteer to donate blood to save lives. The medical superintendent of the hospital, Dr. Akoto Ampao, in a review engagement with the media, noted that the lack of blood at the blood bank remains a major challenge for management and poses a great risk for effective health delivery. According to management, the current situation is because of COVID-19 and its attendant restrictions. He explained that the closure of schools had significant effect on the supply of blood to the facility because senior high schools and tertiary students are their primary volunteers. Dr. Akoto Ampao is therefore urging the media to dedicate airtime to encourage the public to donate blood to help the hospital save more lives. The acting chief of Achim Otreso in the Achimansa district of the Eastern Region, Dasebre Dramina Chumesi Ayebuafo, has cut salt for the construction of a police station in the community. The project, which was initiated by the chief and people of Achim Otreso with support from the Member of Parliament for the area, Information Minister Koji Opon Kruma, is to improve the presence of the police in the community and further reduce crime to its barest minimum in the area. It is also aimed at helping the police clamp down on activities of illegal chainsaw operators in the area, which has become a major concern for residents. The Achim Oda Divisional Police Commander, ACP Kofi Adeka, who spoke at the Salt Curtain Commissioning, cautioned the youth of the area against election-related violence. He warned that the police will ruthlessly deal with any group of persons who allow themselves to be used for such purposes. In other news, The Member of Parliament for Agona West, who doubles as the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Cynthia Morrison, has called on the security agencies to deal with persons who perpetrate violence against women in politics. According to her, these acts, if not curtailed, has a tendency to discourage competent women from contributing to the development of the country. In an interview with Citi News on the sidelines of a walk held by NPP lawyer ladies to mark 4 years of brutality against some members in the run-up to the 2016 elections in Suhum, Madam Cynthia called on the IGP and other service commanders to deal ruthlessly with persons who commit such acts against women in general. Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Celia Yokobotre, who also joined the walk through the principal streets of Suhum with several young women of the party, encouraged women to break barriers and pick political positions. Now finally, the new Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate for the Akwatia constituency, Ernest Kumi, says he's very optimistic of retaining the Akwatia seat for the NPP and further increase the presidential vote for the party in the December elections. His pronouncement follows what constituency executives described as a successful internal reconciliation. It will be recalled on the Voters' Diary episode on the Akwatia constituency some weeks ago that some members in the Akwatia constituency, called Friends of Amase, urged the Member of Parliament for the area to contest the Akwatia constituency seat as an independent candidate following her sterling performance after unseating the NDC's Baba Jamal in the 2016 elections. But interventions from President Akufo-Addo and persons such as the Senior Minister Yao Osafo-Marfo yielded positive results in Amase pledging not to contest as an independent candidate. Hundreds of residents who are now happy about the turn of events in the constituency joined the parliamentary candidate Ernest Kumi for a health walk to declare their support for the candidate. Now that is all for News Roundup in the Eastern Region. My name is Neil Ni Amati Kanaku. Thanks for watching.
Good morning and welcome to News Roundup on Citi TV. My name is Edward Opon-Marfo from the Ashanti Region. Coming up, the Senior Staff Association of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has today joined other colleagues in various public universities across the country to begin an industrial action. The strike is to demand for better conditions of service, something they have been engaging the government on but without any positive response. According to the president of the KNUST Senior Staff Association, George Anson, the government has released their Tier 2 pension funds from 2010 to 2016, and as a result, some of their members have retired without their pension. He further wondered how the government, through its processes, awarded market premiums to some of their members but left out a larger group of them. Moving on, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has promised to build a new college of education at Idra in the Ashanti Region should the NDC win the upcoming general election. This was revealed by the vice presidential candidate of the party, Professor Jane Nano Pokwachman, during a meeting with Zongo chiefs in their constituency. Idra Central Dumasi constituency is one of the only 3 areas in the Ashanti region with an NDC sitting member of parliament. She called on the Zongo communities to support the NDC's bid towards winning the December polls. Finally, members of the Coalition of Affected Savings and Loans Customers in the Ashanti region are alleging that about 80% of its members have not yet been paid their locked-up funds. The group has thus refuted claims by government that about 98% of affected customers have been paid. Addressing a news conference in Kumasi, the leadership of the group called on the receiver to expedite processes to pay all affected customers within the shortest possible time. The group also warns the government and the institutions involved in the whole exercise to come out clear on the payment processes. That's all for News Roundup on Citi TV. My name is Edward Opon-Marfo. Many thanks for watching.
Welcome to today's News Roundup from the Western Region, and my name is Akwesi Eje Enim. And now to the news. The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, will from today, Monday, October 19th, begin a 4-day campaign tour of the Western Region. The Western Regional NDC organizer, Japheth Bedu, highlighting the former president's itinerary to Citi News, said the 4-day campaign tour will take him to all the 17 constituencies of the region. He says the flag bearer during the period will address various identifiable groups and many public gatherings visit traditional leaders, and more importantly, embark on its door-to-door campaign. He said the NDC flag bearers campaign is expected to start with a mini Deba of chiefs and people of Agona Amenfi in the Amenfi Central constituency and finish his 4-day tour in the Shama district. Again, from the Western Region, traders at the Takoradi Market Circle, which is earmarked for reconstruction, have expressed worry over the lack of clarity on their relocation schedule. Some of the traders say, though they are aware the market circle reconstruction is expected to start within this last quarter, no definite information has been given them as to when the Second Takoradi Metro Assembly would relocate them. Reacting to concerns, the Public Relations Officer for the STMA, John Last, said the Assembly is currently constructing temporary stores at the old STMA staff quarters in Takoradi to accommodate about 75% of the traders as well as other sites. John Last explained that the scheduled relocation had delayed because of advice from the contractor working on the stores. He, however, gave assurances of relocating the traders as scheduled for the last quarter of the year. Meanwhile, the managing director of Asabia Engineering, Samuel Oforilabi, tells Citi News, although the Assembly is here to sign a formal contract with the company, they have on their own proceeded with the construction of the temporary site. Mr. Labi said he has also so far completed 200 out of the expected 400 stores. He says traders can start moving in within 2 weeks and committed to soon deliver all the expected 400 stores. Finally, from the Western Region, the Takoradi Technical University, TTU, has installed a 25 kilowatt solar power system to power the university's library. The move, according to authorities, will result in an annual savings of 24,000 Ghana cedis on electricity bills. The $100,000 solar project was facilitated by the Deputy Energy Minister, who also doubles as the MP for Efia, Joseph Kujo, with funding from Green Ends Company Limited, a South Korean company. The Vice Chancellor of TTU, Reverend Professor John Frank Ishen, while expressing appreciation to the MP and his partners at the commissioning, told Citi News, the solar power system for the university library forms part of its effort to diversify their energy sources and also reduce the huge cost of electricity bills. This ends today's news roundup from the Western Region, and I am Ashanti Region.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the news roundup from the Savannah Region. I am Richard Fogo in Damango. The late New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate for the Yape Kusogo constituency in the Savannah Region, Abu Kamara, has been buried in his hometown, Larbanga. Mr. Kamara died in a car crash on Friday night when the vehicle he was traveling in collided with a moving truck at Datoyili near Tamale. Family members and sympathizers could not hide their pain when the body arrived. The Deputy Savannah Regional Minister, Mr. Samuel Ayutika, told Citi News the death of Mr. Kamara is a big blow to the NPP. Mr. Kamara was seeking to unseat John Dinapo of the NDC, who is seeking a second term. Currently, the NPP and the NDC in the constituency have temporarily suspended their campaigns. The youth wing of the governing New Patriotic Party in the Savannah Region says the Nanado government has outperformed his predecessor, John Dramani Mahama. According to the youth, an unprecedented number of young people in the region have gained employment under the NPP administration in the last 3.5 years, hence their accession. Addressing a press conference in Damango, the Savannah Regional Youth Organizer of the party, Mr. Raphael Akati Mahama, said 215 young individuals have been engaged by the local government service, 309 by the security agencies, 731 teaching and non-teaching staff by the Ghana Education Service, and 220 in other government agencies in the Savannah region. Mr. Akati also noted that 2,100 livestock were distributed across the region through the Rearing for Food and Export program. In other news, women groups engaged in the processing of local staple gari in the West Gonja municipality of the region are appealing to government for support to expand their operations. Though some women in organized groups have basic equipment, many others' daughters across the municipality do not have, hence the appeal. They believe with such a support, their livelihoods will greatly improve. Municipal Chief Executive of West Gonja, Mr. Said Muhazu Jibril, said the Assembly, among other things, have been linking the women to ready markets, such as the National Buffer Stock. And this brings us to the end of the news roundup from the Savannah region. I am Richard Fogo. Have a wonderful morning.
Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on Citi TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on Citi TV.